This is the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. I am your host, Laurie Henderson. Join me on this journey into the world of manga, where a river of reviews flow through caverns of commentary down into the latest news. Welcome to the Manga Dome. Episode 68, Manga at San Diego Comic-Con 2014. This week's manga. This week, all the new releases I care about are from Yen Press. They're also the only publisher with more than a couple titles coming out. I was interested in Infernal Devices while I was subscribed to Yen Plus, so I'm looking forward to the third volume of the series, Clockwork Princess. I've grown to like Inuboku SS, so Volume 4 goes on the watch list, as does Pandora Hearts Volume 21. The series is nearing the end, which you can tell as characters die and plots are twisted into knots. Finally, Umineko When They Cry, Episode 4, Alliance of the Golden Witch, Volume 1, finishes this list of new releases I look forward to getting, and then staring at wistfully wishing I had more time to read them all. In the news. From Japan, Kodansha's Aria magazine announced in the September issue out July 28th that the manga He's My Only Vampire by Aya Shooto will end in 2 more chapters. The manga started serialization in 2010 and has had 9 volumes released. The story follows a vampire named Aki who saves a girl named Kana from death by turning her into his subordinate. Aki is looking for the 7 stigmatas in order to save his twin brother. Yen Press announced they would license this title back at New York Comic Con last year, but there's been no word yet about when it will be released. It should be sometime in the last quarter, though it is a little worrisome that the only 2 titles to be released so far from the NYCC announcements are High School DD and Void's Enigmatic Mansion. I hope they say something, or at least put a link on the website soon. Viz also licensed 2 of the creator's other titles, Kiss of the Rose Prince and The Demon Prince of Momichi House, of which only the latter interests me. The Eisner Awards at SDCC. This year, 5 manga titles vied for the Eisner Award for Best U.S. Edition of International Material Asia. Mysterious Underground Men by Osamu Tezuka and released by Picture Box. The Heart of Thomas by Moto Hagio and released by Fantagraphics. Showa, A History of Showa Japan, 1926 to 1939 by Shigeru Mizuki and released by Drawn and Quarterly. The Summit of the Gods, Volume 4 by Yemakura Baku and Jiro Taniguchi and released by Fanfare Panemon. And finally, Utsubora, The Story of a Novelist by Asumiko Nakamura and released by Vertical Ink. And, big surprise, the award went to Mysterious Underground Men. It's about Mimio, a talking rabbit, who tries to prove his humanity while helping his friends save the Earth from an alien invasion. This early Tezuka title draws both on Western influences in literature and science fiction and was considered the first signature story manga by Tezuka himself. Tezuka's win is no doubt deserved, but I can't help feeling bad for the other titles left behind. The Heart of Thomas was a surprisingly poignant story with mystery and feelings without the melodrama. Showa, A History of Showa Japan, is an insightful glimpse into Japanese society in a time of rapid change and upheaval. Utsubora is another great suspense title for older readers like only Vertical can choose. While all of these titles were deserving, I think I would have liked to have seen Heart of Thomas win. The Top 10 Department. First titles spike again on VizManga.com. For the week ending July 22nd, 2014, an old title takes the top spot. Toriko Volume 1 returns at number 1. Naruto Volume 66 moves back up 5 spaces to number 2, while Chibi Vampire Volume 9 debuts at number 3. Tegami Bachi Volume 1 also returns at number 4, along with Kimi ni Todoke Volume 1 at number 5. Future Diary Volume 4 debuts at number 6, as Dead Man Wonderland Volume 2 falls 6 to number 7. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 3 Volume 6 debuts at number 8. Nura Rise of the Yokai Clan Volume 1 returns at number 9, and Dead Man Wonderland Volume 1 falls the most, 9 spots, to end the list at number 10. Viz's $1.99 sale continues to impact the list as first volumes of popular series return or perhaps appear for the first time. Tegami Bachi, Kimi ni Todoke, and Nura Rise of the Yokai Clan all predate the Viz Manga Top 10. Naruto remains the only current print and digital release, while the Viz Select line continues to do well with 4 titles on the list, with only a $2 price drop instead of 4. Over at the New York Times bestseller list, Yen Press makes its presence felt as its new releases punch back those pesky titans. For the week ending July 26, 2014, the top title goes 4 weeks now without changing. Naruto Volume 66 keeps holding out at number 1. Attack on Titan No Regrets Volume 1 also holds on to number 2, while Black Butler Volume 17 debuts at number 3, pushing Attack on Titan Volume 1 back 1 to number 4. Fairy Tail Volume 40 debuts at number 5, along with a pair of Soul Eaters. Soul Eater Volume 21 pops in at number 6, and Soul Eater Not Volume 3 appears at number 7. Sword Art Online Aincrad moves down 3 to number 8 as No Matter How I Look at It, It's You Guys' Fault I'm Not Popular Volume 4 debuts at number 9, and Dead Man Wonderland Volume 2 returns at number 10. Yen Press more than doubles their titles this week, going from 2 to 5, and they do it with their bestsellers. Black Butler, Soul Eater, and its spin-off Not, and I Can't Believe It, but No Matter How I Look at It, chart consistently and usually for several weeks. Sword Art Online Aincrad is on its way to making it 3 months on the list. Quite an accomplishment against the Titan onslaught. They really beat back Kodansha, halving their listings, but the big question is, can they hold on? Manga at San Diego Comic-Con 2014. You'd think for a convention with comic in the title, there would be more manga publishers there. And in the past, that's how it was. But San Diego has become so big and unwieldy, even expensive, that it seems the manga publishers are opting out of SDCC and going to relatively smaller venues with Anime Expo, Otakon, and New York Comic Con. But that isn't to say there wasn't a manga presence. Of the big publishers, Kodansha came to the con with 2 new licenses, Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches by Miki Yoshikawa, and Let's Dance a Waltz by Natsumi Ando. Yamada-kun and the Seven Witches is a rom-com about Yamada, the high school's worst problem child, who after bumping into beautiful honor student Shiraishi and their lips touch, find they have swapped bodies. They soon realize this is not the only mysterious happening at the school. 13 volumes have been published so far. This title is currently being simulpubbed on Crunchyroll, and while I've heard good things about it, I don't know. I haven't had much luck finding a rom-com I like. I'll give it a wait and see. Let's Dance the Waltz is by the creator of Kitchen Princess and Arisa, which just recently ended here in the US. This title is about a boy who has lost interest in ballroom dancing for a specific reason and is instead into the latest dance fad, and a plain girl who has a hidden desire to change herself. The two youths are destined to meet and grow together into adulthood on the ballroom dance floor. This series just launched last year, and there are only 3 volumes so far. I have yet to read more than 1 volume of an Ando series, but this sounds like one I could get into. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Udon Entertainment, which has made its name more with art books and Street Fighter books, has stepped back into the manga ring with a real doozy of a title. Kill la Kill is the manga adaptation of the anime series, which has become quite popular with fans. Cosplay of it was all over Anime Expo. The series is about a high school that is ruled by the iron fist of its president, Satsuki Kiryuin, until wandering transfer student Ryuko Matoi arrives with her giant Basami scissor sword and talking sailor suit that transforms her. It is published by Kadokawa and is currently at 2 volumes. Udon plans to release the first volume sometime in 2015. I don't know about this one. It sounds weirdly funny, but the male gaze potential keeps me at a distance. I'll wait and see. 3 more classics will be turned into manga in their Manga Classics line, including The Scarlet Letter, Great Expectations, and Emma. I'm interested in checking these out only because I am more likely to read the manga of these classics than the books themselves. May as well get some classic literature in my library. They also announced several art books from Osamu Tezuka, Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Professor Layton, Border Break, Record of the Argarest War, and Shining Blade and Art. Robotech fans will get some new source material from the 3 series that made up the saga, and the Katamari Damacy webcomic is coming to print. Udon is going to be busy in the next year. Drawn and Quarterly, a boutique publisher, was the 3rd publisher to have new manga to announce. Trash Market is by Tadao Tsuge and is about a topic that Drawn and Quarterly likes to publish, post-war Japan. This title is a series of 6 short stories about the gritty life in Tokyo during the occupation and post-war years. It is a balance between fact and fiction, as the stories feature autobiographical material and gives a view of life in the slums of Tokyo after the war. It will be available in February 2015. Also announced was Shigeru Mizuki's biography of Adolf Hitler. Originally published in 1971, it follows the life of Adolf Hitler from his early beginnings as a painter to his rise to power and eventual defeat during World War II. Drawn and Quarterly has already published several of Mizuki's manga, including Kitaro, Nan Nan Ba, Showa, The History of Showa Japan, and the World War II themed title Onward to Our Noble Deaths. While Mizuki is best known for his creation of Kitaro, the Second World War made a big impact on his life, and it shows in how many of his works relate to it. I do think it's kind of surprising that D&Q would pick this one up. I don't think Vertical's release of Tezuka's Adolf did well, but we'll have to see if the story of the man himself will do better. It is scheduled to be released sometime in 2015 or 2016. What was your manga highlight from San Diego Comic-Con? Was there a license you were particularly happy with, or were you disappointed by the lack of announcements and coverage? Leave a comment and let me know. Thank you for listening to the Manga Xanadu Manga Dome podcast. You can find links to the stories and books discussed here in the show notes at manga.jadedragononline.com. You can email me with any questions at xanadu@jadedragononline.com or leave a comment on this post. Rate me on YouTube and follow me on Twitter at Manga Xanadu, all one word. Until next time, farewell from the Manga Dome.